it's automated. I've been getting to it, I ain't noticed y'all was hating. Brand new chick, she don't know the occupation. I just wanna know that I can hold a conversation. Oof, I don't know what y'all debating. I've been waiting for you, now I'm running out of patience. Running up a check, trying to run an operation. Went broke in the check and put 100 out of savings in. I can tell now that you ain't talking about nothing. I'ma need something I can calm down from. I'm gonna pull it with the bar down one. 6 months in, I ain't down.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Washington football team and the Dallas Cowboys.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
He finds an opening past the 40. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Cam Akers hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded in the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard line.
They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue, just make sure you feed me the football? And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
It's 3rd down and 4 yards to go.
On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
And they'll try to run the option here. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's second down.
Now that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Trying to run forward with Pollard. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
At the Cowboys' 20-yard line.
Now Pollard. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Tony Pollard, the ball.
Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
On 3rd down, Pollard, and he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play. And this long drive is going to continue as they move the chains again. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They run the counter. Pollard. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Now here's Pollard, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Touchdown.
Tony Pollard with touchdown number 12 on the year.
And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up.
It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
At the 18-yard line. That's the end of the first quarter.
7-7, our score after one. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On 3rd down, they're going to go with the option. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. He'll give up 6 yards there on the loss, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, that was a 3rd and long run, and to me, that was just a wave the white flag kind of a situation. Obviously, they don't want to risk the chance of throwing it downfield and risking a turnover in this section of the field.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it here. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down with Akers. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. That'll be caught. Rager with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
They'll run here with Akers. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Akers again.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it? Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
At the 22-yard line.
Now a run with Akers. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL.
Check four, slam, slam, slam.
And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch. 50's the mic. 50's the mic. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete.
And he will have a Cowboys first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. Get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Gain of 7 brings up 2nd and 3.
In your face. Check 13. Check 13. Switch. 36. Check 7.
And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Cam Akers, he scored on the ground and through the air. And the Cowboys have taken the lead.
The kicker on for the extra point.
CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out. To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now back to throw. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. That's fielded at the 8-yard line.
A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return.
And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach.
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. Fielded near the back of the end zone, and he will not bring it out. It's a touchback.
So the drive's going to start with Pollard, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play, because that's been an issue for them in this game.
A gain of 7
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
On 3rd down, Pollard, and some room to maneuver. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Cowboys' 38-yard line. That one good for 33 and a first. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
Darius Slayton.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year.
And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up.
And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14.
That ties the game at 14. Harrison Butker is set to kick off.
So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
He's tackled.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
2nd and 6. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
But he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
DJ Reader.
He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. They're going for Hamler, but this is intercepted.
Picked off at the 46. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, "I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along."
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11 at the 26-yard line.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here's Pollard. Down to the 25. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Washington on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. He's had it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
He's brought down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? when the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Watch the twist. Watch the eye. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got double up, double up.
And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. They got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
You can't block me. You can't block me. Hey, Mike's 50, Mike.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
At the 48.
So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
The ball carrier.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And he's got this pretty close to a 1st down at the Cowboys' 38.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
On 3rd down, Pollard. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. They'll run forward with Pollard, and they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. On 1st down, Akers. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
At the 37-yard line.
Back to throw here. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Whistles now in a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left.
scared of it. Mike's 50.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. It's a gain of 16 and the Dallas first down. Here's Akers. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
And they will take a knee and set up what would be a potential game-winning field goal try. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. They'll run this with Akers. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And off the upright, and it caroms in. It's good. The kick is good, and that writes a crazy finish to this one. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for the Cowboys, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for Washington, it's a rare misstep as they'll drop to 11-2 on the year. And they'll get a home date next week against the Kansas City Chiefs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.